The episode begins by showing Aki and the rest of the group planning. They decide to organize a party and invite their new neighbor, Mashiro, who had moved in next door. They discuss how they can get her to accept the invitation, but Aki has a plan. The scene shifts to the evening where everyone is celebrating. The reason is that their game, Fifth Floor Alliance, has a new character design, and they are all happy about it. Sumer, the senpai teacher, is drinking heavily. Iroha thanks everyone for inviting her, even though she's not officially part of the game team. Aki, in his mind, wonders how this girl, who usually drives him crazy, can sometimes speak so sweetly and genuinely look quite cute. Uzuma praises Aki's cooking, saying it's truly amazing. Uzuma then talks about work, explaining how he made the work easier. Aki is impressed, thinking Uzuma is incredibly intelligent. Uzuma says his mind works better when Aki is around, implying he can't do much alone. They talk about various things. Suddenly, Sumair, having drunk too much, asks what they are talking about, thinking it's about her. Aki clarifies they weren't talking about her and suggests she has had too much to drink. He asks Iroha what she gave her. Iroha shows the bottle. Sumir starts feeling happy, saying she feels great and moves close to Aki, who pushes her gently away. Aki then says that now they need to talk seriously about the party. The scene shifts to 6 days before the party. Aki goes to Mashiro's apartment and rings the doorbell persistently until Mashiro finally comes out, looking tired as it's a Saturday. Aki tells her he's organizing a party and she must come. Mashiro completely ignores him, slams the door shut, and walks away. The next day, Aki rings the bell many times, but Mashiro doesn't open the door. Aki then goes to her mailbox and stuff it with so many invitation letters that they start overflowing. Mashiro gets annoyed. The scene shifts to the next day in class. Aki tries to talk to Mashiro by exchanging notes, again inviting her to the party, but Mashiro refuses him again. 3 days before the party, Aki tries to invite Mashiro at school again, but she doesn't listen and walks away. The same thing happens the next day. On the last day before the party, Aki goes to invite her again. He tells her the party is at his place on Friday, and since they live on the same floor, they should enjoy it together. The girl, again, straight up, refuses, saying she has no desire to spend time with him. Aki wonders what he should do now. Aki and Iroha are shown shopping at the mall. Iroha notices some free food samples, tries one, and finds it delicious. She tries to feed Aki, but he gets embarrassed and refuses, asking if she's making a joke out of him. The shop lady comments that his boyfriend is quite bad for not listening to his girlfriend. Aki protests, "Girlfriend, she's not my girlfriend." Iroha looks sad and asks sweetly if he really doesn't want to eat from her hand. Aki still refuses. The shop lady calls him rude for making his girlfriend sad. Aki gives in. "Fine, I'll eat." Iroha says he'll have to request her sweetly. After Aki pleads sincerely, Iroha feeds him. Aki actually enjoys the taste. Iroha tells him he looked very cute while eating. They move on, with the shop lady watching and finding them an adorable couple. While walking, Aki loudly thinks that Mashiro and Iroha are very different from each other. Iroha asks if he's talking about Mashiro. Aki says yes, explaining that he feels Mashiro really hates him and is trying to ignore him. Iroha explains that she thinks Aki isn't putting enough effort into understanding her. They talk about how both the senpai and her brother joined his team to help his project move forward. Aki explains that if they don't use the talent they have, it's a waste. He believes he and Mashiro share a common talent. Iroha tries to grab a can of juice but slips. Aki catches her just in time. She thanks him but tells him he didn't need to save her. She says that when she plays tricks on him, he fights with her, but her brother knows how to handle him. She advises him that when no one is believing in him, he should listen to his heart and understand where he's making a mistake. Aki starts to understand, thinking that Iroha might be right and he needs to work on himself. Mashiro is shown looking at the invitation letter and deciding she's absolutely not going to his house for the party. The next day at school, Aki tries to talk to Mashiro again, but she quickly leaves the class. Aki tells Uzuma that they need to be ready. Uzuma confirms he's ready, noting that Aki is doing something crazy. Aki says he has no choice and calls the rest of the team to be ready for the new plan. Aki finds Mashiro and calls out to her. Mashiro immediately says, "I told you I'm not coming to your party. How many times are you going to bother me?" Aki points out that since she remembers the party, her interest is increasing. He says he came to talk about the party, but they can set that aside and just walk home together since they live in the same place. He thinks she won't be able to refuse now, as he's not that bad looking. He looks up and sees that Mashiro has run away. Aki is upset, wondering how much she hates him, but he refuses to give up. He chases her. Mashiro is running ahead, and Aki is right behind her. Mashiro yells, "Why are you chasing me?" Aki replies, "Because you're running, so I'm catching you." She argues that they are going to the same house anyway, so he should just walk normally. Aki insists he's going home with her today. Mashiro gets angry that he's yelling at her. Mashiro stops near a river. Aki arrives, and she asks him why he's following her. She confronts him. "I told you I don't want to join your group." Aki says he understands, but asks her to tell him how many people she's talked to at school since last week, besides him. He says he doesn't know why she transferred schools, but he admits he was wrong for what happened at the restaurant and apologizes again. He begs her not to lie to herself and pretend everything is fine. Aki moves towards her, but Mashiro loses her balance and falls into the water. Aki jumps in to save her, but he also falls. Aki sees Mashiro soaking wet and quickly turns his face away, getting shy. Mashiro tries to stand up, but slips again, and Aki catches her. In the next scene, they are sitting on the riverbank. Aki says that anyone seeing them now would think they are a couple. Mashiro agrees, but says she thinks their couple's dress is the worst ever and laughs. Aki says she's being too harsh. Mashiro confesses that she isn't mad about the restaurant incident, she just doesn't want anyone to hate her, especially Aki, which is why she wants to keep everyone at a distance. Aki reassures her. She says he's popular in class. He denies it, saying he sits at the back and doesn't care what others think. Mashiro reveals that she knows he created a game because her uncle told her. Aki is surprised she knows. She asks why he didn't tell anyone in class. Aki says he doesn't want to show off and prefers to keep his life private. She asks if he doesn't like praise. He says no, but he wants to live his life alone as much as possible. She asks about the money he earned, and he says most of it went back into the game. Aki tells her that no matter what, she's a good person and should stop holding herself back as she is much better than him. Mashiro listens carefully, feeling happy. Aki asks if they can go home now. She agrees. They walk back home. As Mashiro is about to unlock her door, Aki says he hopes things will be better between them next week. Mashiro agrees. They both notice that Mashiro's apartment door is already open. Aki tells her to let him go in first. As he steps into the room, Aki pushes Mashiro forward. The lights turn on, and all the team members shout, "Welcome." He tells her it's her welcome party. Mashiro is shocked. She asks what they are doing in her apartment. Aki explains that it's his apartment, not hers. They had planned everything. They had switched the numbers from 501 to 502 and put a partition to make it look like a separate apartment. Mashiro is stunned, wondering why they are putting so much effort into her. They explain that the four of them don't know each other well either, but they are together and they want her to join them and enjoy life. They talk nicely, creating a good atmosphere. Iroha is very kind to Mashiro. Finally, Mashiro agrees. "All right, I'll join your team starting today." Everyone is happy and enjoys the party. The episode ends with a slight post-credit scene where we learn that Iroha was also a part of the Fifth Floor Alliance. She did the voiceovers for the game. However, this was a secret known only to Aki and Iroha. The episode ends here.